gets the credit, who gets the minutes. They're ready to go, and they're ready to continue to make us better, and they're not done playing together yet. So that's the fun part.
Okay, we'll now take questions. Please wait for the microphone before you ask your question.
The first half, I think you played perfectly. What was the difference between the first half and the second half in the scoring drought? What did they do to you guys differently?
And sorry, again, please, student athletes first.
Sorry, I'll ask you guys. What was the difference to start the second half?
So what was the difference between the first half and the second half? The second half we came out, we were just kind of on our heels, I feel like. We didn't take charge like we try to do when we come out, and it showed. I mean, we got all razzled. They were very loud, and, they were creating their own energy, and they took our energy for a little bit. And, Coach Jay talked to us one of the timeouts and said, okay, stop. Like, you're fine. Take a deep breath. We got to go from here. And that's when we kind of all just stopped and realized we're okay and tried to do what we did in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Kendall, can you talk about Lizzie next to you there? She came up big with some buckets for you guys in the second half, a freshman. What was her contributions like today for you guys?
It was huge. She continues to do big things, and, this is a big stage, and she stepped up, and she made some big shots. I thought Caitlin found her on some great looks and made the correct pass through, a bunch of hands on defense. And like I said before, we're glad that she's on our side and that we're not playing against her. And she had a great game, but you know what? She's going to have a great game tomorrow, too, and that's what we expect out of her.
If there's nothing further for the student athletes, you all are dismissed. And we'll open up the floor for questions for the coach.
Would you like me to answer your question, La?
Yeah. You can answer the question as far as difference between first half and second half. And then it just seemed like you guys were playing perimeter, especially in the first half, changed a little bit in the second half. So was that by design and by the scouting report that you were mainly looking on the perimeter to score?
I think some of the things that we did in the first half, so probably, you could break it down into 4 10-minute segments, I think, with this team today. And really the first 10 minutes of the basketball game, that's when we played really well. I think we had about 10 assists to, I don't even know how many field goals, but to whatever our field goals were, because we were passing so well. We were a little too perimeter, I think, in the first half, and you better knock down shots, and we did. So that part was really good. We started to get a little bit too much into trying to create, and we're much better when we can pass and reverse and set each other up. That's when we're at our very best. We have assists. We came out in the second half, and in the first 10 minutes, Evansville controlled the tempo. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to press us up. They wanted to get us going. And so what I really liked about the second 10-minute segment was the poise of Caitlin Ingle. I think she got into that a little bit in the first half, which what freshman point guard doesn't, and Evansville's a great defensive team. And so then once she kind of took a step back for a second, but I also think a lot of that had to do with Kendall Clark, who helped kind of take some of that pressure away and kind of settle everybody down. We started to get a little bit better. Now, we also didn't shoot that well in the second half. I mean, that's part of it, but we didn't have enough second chance opportunities either. So the rebounding part kind of continues to come back and haunt us a little bit. We need to do a better job of that. And we only have one more game for sure to be able to do it, so we'll see if we can do it tomorrow.
Can you touch on, you mentioned Emma in your opening statement. Can you just, again, talk about what she brought to you today when you really needed some points? She came up big with 4 points off the bench.
I can't say enough about Emma. Emma has been one of those players that continues to work every day, and her number doesn't always get called, but today when it was called, she stood up, she came in, she was confident. Caitlin found her right away, and she had a tough finish on that. It was a tough catch, tough finish, but I mean a great pass. And then I think that, and I know you're just asking about Emma, but I also didn't really get to touch too much on Alyssa Marshner. I think Alyssa Marshner also had great minutes for us today, and we were able to do some different things because she was on the floor. So again, games in March are won by everyone on the team, and so when anyone's name is called, that person needs to be ready and be ready to go, and I think that's something that we got to see today.
There's no further questions. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.